You put money in the bank, and the bank keeps it safe, right? Right? Not exactly. The second your money hits that account, it's already gone. And here's the wild part. The bank didn't steal it. What they did is actually way more interesting than that. Today, Mangu is going to show you exactly how banks really work, and why understanding this changes how you think about money forever. Okay, think about the last time you used a bank. Maybe you deposited your paycheck. Maybe you pulled cash from an ATM. Maybe you just checked your balance on your phone. It all feels so normal, so safe. Oh, it's fine. My money is right there in my account. But is it though? What is the bank actually doing with your money between the moment you drop it in and the moment you ask for it back? The answer is one of the most fascinating and honestly slightly shocking stories in all of economics. Let's go back. Way back. Here's a question that sounds stupid simple, but really isn't. What even is a bank? Most people say, a place to keep my money safe? And look, that's fair. That's what it feels like. But that's not really what a bank is. A bank is a business. And like every business, it exists to make money. The original banks, way back in medieval Europe, were just wealthy merchants with big safes. Farmers and traders didn't want to carry heavy gold coins everywhere, so they paid these merchants to store their gold. Oh, okay, simple enough, makes sense. But then one merchant had a very clever idea. He noticed that most people never came to collect all their gold at the same time. On any given day, maybe only 10% of deposits were ever withdrawn. So he thought, wait, what if I lent out the other 90% and charged interest for it? The farmer gets his gold back when he asks. The merchant earns money on the side. Everybody wins. Oh, that's actually kind of genius though.
And that one idea, lending out other people's money, is still how modern banking works. Right now, today. Okay, so banks lend money and charge interest. But what does that actually look like? Let's use Mangu as an example. Mangu deposits $1,000 into his bank account. The bank takes that $1,000 and lends $800 of it to someone who wants to buy a car. Wait, what? They just took my money? Yes. Yes, they did. That borrower pays the bank back with interest, let's say 7% per year. So the bank earns $56 every year on money that was never theirs to begin with. Meanwhile, Mangu gets maybe 1 or 2% on his savings account. Oh no. So the bank is making 7% off my money and giving me back 1%? Yeah, that's the deal. That gap between what the bank earns on loans and what it pays you on deposits is called the interest rate spread, and it is the engine of every bank in the world. But wait, it gets more interesting, because banks don't just profit from loans, they also charge fees, fees, overdraft fees, account maintenance fees, foreign transaction fees, and they invest your deposits in government bonds and other financial instruments. So your $1,000 is doing 3 jobs at once, and you're only getting paid for one of them. That's kind of rough when you think about it. All right, now we get to the really good stuff. Pay attention here. Here's a question. If Mangu deposits $1,000 and the bank lends out $800 of it, Mangu's account still says $1,000, right? Right. The number is still there on his screen. But the person who borrowed $800, their account also says $800. So there's now $1,800 in the system, but only $1,000 of real money was ever deposited. Where did the extra $800 come from? The bank created it. Oh, no. That's not real. That can't be real. It is. This is called fractional reserve banking, and it is the completely legal, government-approved system that every major bank in the world uses. Banks are required to keep only a fraction of your deposits in reserve. The rest, they lend out. And when they do, brand new money is created in the economy. And it doesn't stop there. That person who borrowed $800 spends it at a store. The store deposits that $800 into their bank. That bank keeps some in reserve and lends out $720. That person spends $720, and the cycle continues. $1,000 of real deposits can create up to $10,000 in the broader economy. Okay. That's wild. That is genuinely wild. So what keeps this whole system from just collapsing? Two things: trust and central banks. Trust works like this. The only reason banking works at all is because we all believe our money is there when we need it. If everyone panicked at the same time and tried to withdraw everything at once, that's called a bank run, the bank would collapse instantly. It happened during the Great Depression. Banks failed across America. People lost everything overnight. Oh, that's terrifying. So my money could just disappear? Which is exactly why governments created deposit insurance. In the US, it's the FDIC. In the UK, it's the FSCS. These agencies insure your deposits, up to $250,000 in the US. So even if the bank fails, you get your money back. Oh, okay. Okay, that's actually reassuring. And then there's the central bank. Think of the central bank, like the Federal Reserve in the US or the Bank of England in the UK, as the bank's bank. If a regular bank runs short on cash, it borrows from the central bank. The central bank also controls interest rates. When rates go up, borrowing gets expensive, the economy slows down. When rates go down, borrowing gets cheap, the economy heats up. That's why every time the Fed makes an announcement, the whole world pays attention, because it affects everything: your mortgage, your credit card, your savings account. So, what's the takeaway? Banks are not vaults. They are engines. They take your deposits, multiply them through lending, and power the entire economy in the process. I thought my money was just sitting there safe. This whole time, it was out there working for someone else. Exactly. Now you know why your savings account pays almost nothing. The bank is already making money off your deposit in 3 other ways. You know why interest rates make headlines, because they control how much new money flows through the entire economy. And you know that the money in your account is really just a number in a ledger, backed by trust, insurance, and a system that's been running for hundreds of years. Next time, Mangu is breaking down stocks, what they are, how to buy them, and why they are one of the most powerful wealth-building tools on the planet. If this video made economics actually click for you, hit subscribe. There's a lot more to unpack. And trust Mangu, it only gets more interesting from here.